Mainly sunny with a high of 24 degrees this afternoon. It's currently 20. I'm Kendra Hamilton. Sentences have been handed down to 3 people involved in the Carton Metals robbery. The Intelligencer reports that Melanie Beaulieu and Taylor Shiel, who were both found guilty of conspiracy and robbery charges, were sentenced yesterday in a Quinte courthouse. Shiel was sentenced to 5 years and 6 months, with only 2 years left after time served in pretrial custody for the daylight robbery of the metal recycling business in June of 2013. Beaulieu was sentenced to just 3 years, which is essentially time served. Anil Bertelsen was also sentenced to time served after being found guilty of theft and was hit with 2 years probation. A woman has been arrested after smashing items in her Belleville apartment early this morning. Police say they attended the apartment on Mary Street around 3 o'clock a.m. A 48-year-old Belleville woman was arrested for breach of the peace and was removed from the premises. There were no injuries resulting from the incident, and police say alcohol was a factor. Meanwhile, a man is facing charges after a 3-vehicle collision in Belleville. Police responded to a call about the crash around 2:45 yesterday afternoon on North Front Street, north of Tracy Street. Police say one of the drivers received medical attention for injuries. A 46-year-old Espanola man was charged with following too closely. With Canadians set to be bombarded by polling data for the next 8 weeks, pollsters and survey experts say the industry is in upheaval. The reasons include an ever-diminishing number of people willing to participate in polls and the lack of a reliable and complete registry of citizens. Despite that, polling firms have proliferated over the past several years, leading to what one pollster calls a wild, wild west environment. Overseas, French President François Hollande will meet with American and French citizens who subdued a gunman on a high-speed train traveling from Amsterdam to Paris. Hollande says he'll meet with them at the presidential palace in the coming days to express his country's gratitude. 3 Americans, a British passenger, and a French passenger were involved in the action to disarm the man after he fired a weapon on the train. 2 people were wounded in last night's incident, including one of the Americans who intervened. An abandoned village on the border between North and South Korea is hosting a meeting between the 2 rivals, the first such talks in nearly a year. A series of incidents that began with a landmine attack has brought the countries to the brink of military conflict. The same village was the scene of the armistice agreement that ended fighting in the Korean War in 1953. Thousands of migrants have rushed past police and barbed wire to cross the border from Greece to Macedonia. The migrants had been trapped after a clash with Macedonian police yesterday in which at least 10 people were hurt. The Macedonian government has declared a state of emergency on the border to try to stop the human tide. And Canada is one step closer to possibly being awarded another NHL franchise. Quebec City has advanced to the 3rd and final stages of the application process. The league will be reviewing the applicants' business plans and revenue projections. Las Vegas is also being reviewed, though the NHL isn't expected to expand for at least 2 more years. The Nordics were based in Quebec City until 1995 when they moved to Denver and became the Colorado Avalanche. In more sports news, the Golden Hawks will be in Kingston tonight to face the Voyageurs after dominating Kingston at home in their preseason opener, 7-0. The Wellington Dukes start preseason play with a matinee at home tomorrow against the Cobourg Cougars. The Toronto Blue Jays will look to keep pace with the Yankees in the AL East division race tonight. They're heading into their game against the Angels in Anaheim, a half a game back of New York for the top spot. And the 3rd round of play is underway at the Canadian Pacific Women's Open in Coquitlam, BC. Taiwanese Candy Kung sits atop the leaderboard at 11 under. There are 14 Canadians in the field, including rookie star Brooke Henderson and veteran Elena Sharp. Weather is next. Weekend weather is brought to you by Lockyer's Country Gardens, just around the roundabout in Picton, where quality grows. Mainly sunny with a high of 24 degrees today. Clear tonight with temperatures dropping to around 13. Sunny again tomorrow with a high of 25. And Monday will be cloudy with a good chance of showers and a high of 23. It's currently 20 degrees. I'm Kendra Hamilton.